Hi, this is OrgoChemSimplified, and we are doing a chirality problem. Okay, so we're asked to assign R or S to each chiral center. Alright, so a chiral center has to be a carbon, first of all. Second of all, it has 4 different things attached. So I want to identify the potential ones. So these all have 2 hydrogens attached to them, so they're not chiral centers. Only these 2 are chiral centers. Well, let's draw the implicit hydrogens. Just so we know what we're working with here. Alright, so let's start with this chiral center. Okay? So, first thing you want to look at is the first atom attached to the chiral carbon. Assign priorities based on the highest atomic weight. So this is 1 because it's 14. 14 is higher than these 2 carbons and the hydrogen. Hydrogen is 1 atomic mass, so it's going to be the lowest priority. So these 2 are tied, right? And they both have 2 hydrogens and 1 carbon attached to it, right? 2 hydrogens implicitly and 1 carbon. So they're tied. So what you do when you're tied, you go out 1 more. So now we have this carbon and we have this carbon. Well, this carbon has 2 hydrogens and a carbon, but this carbon has a Cl attached to it. So it's going to be higher priority. 2, 3. Okay. So what I like to do is, I see I have a hydrogen coming out front, right? So if it were going back, we could just use this and say, oh, it would be counterclockwise. But because that hydrogen is coming out front, what you actually do is you reverse what you would typically do. So instead of going counterclockwise, if you put that hydrogen in the back, it would be going clockwise. So that means this would be an R. And if you didn't understand that, that's fine. You can also do a Newman projection, looking down that CH bond, right? So the H is out here, so the H is going in back, and the N is going down. So the N is going down, right? And if the N is going down, we know 3, the 3rd carbon, is going to be to the right of the N. So we're looking this way. To the right we'll get 3, to the left we'll get 2. And N is 1. So if we draw from 1 to 2, and continue that rotation, we're going to get clockwise, and at the top of the circle, we're going to the right, so that's an R. So you can see it matches up. So if the H were going at back, you would be 1 to 2, you'd be going left, so that would be an S. But since the H is coming out front, you reverse it and call it an R. So that's a little trick. Okay, so let's erase our drawings, make it clearer. Erase our markings, and just leave the R there. Okay. Excuse me. So that's an R. Okay. Again, we're going to do the same thing here. So Cl is 1, H is 4, right? Just by atomic mass. Okay. We have the same deal here. CHH at both of these carbons. Right? So we go to the next one, and this one has a nitrogen, that one doesn't. So this one has high priority. Right? And because this hydrogen is going back, you can just ignore it and go from 1 to 2. And since that's going clockwise, it's an R. So these are both R chiral centers. So we'll redraw the molecule and assign R or S. Okay? And we don't have to draw in the H's this time. So you might be asking, what about that nitrogen? Well, remember, that nitrogen does have 4 different groups, but remember, we're asking to assign RS to each chiral center. Chiral centers have to be carbon. And the reason for that is this lone pair on the nitrogen, it allows quick change of stereochemistry between R and S. So, in fact, there's an equilibrium between the 2 structures, and you don't actually observe 2 different structures based on the arrangement of the atoms, whereas you do in carbon. So both of these are R's, and that's all you have to do for the problem. So I guess the thing you want to take away here is just follow procedure. It's a general procedure. It's not going to change very much. And if you do that, just make it systematic, find a system that you like, and you'll arrive at the correct answer with enough practice. Just do enough practice. Hopefully that helped in terms of figuring out some of the more complicated points and working through some of the problems you could run into. And so if you like the video, if you have a question or a comment, feel free to leave a message below. I'll try to get back to you. And thanks for watching.